Testing, testing. What the hell? Where am I at? I don't exist. I have disappeared. How odd. Let's see. There we go. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den, I don't know how you got here. If you are familiar with the Den, welcome. Glad that you could join me this evening. Should have a very interesting topic for tonight. Make sure you hit that like button. We're going to discuss you and how great you are for being here. But again, this is the best conversation on the internet. The reason why, because you join this conversation each and every evening at 9, except on Saturdays. Make sure you're following all the proper social medias down below. Again, I'm your host, Ed Honcho. It is my honor, my privilege, and more than anything, my pleasure to chop it up with you each and every night. Ms. Bell owes us a phone call. We were talking about bad customer service the other day, so I don't think I've forgotten, Ms. Bell. You owe us a bad black customer service story. So, there's that. Make sure the bot is on. Let's see who we have joining us. We got plenty of crazy videos to break down. Y'all know how that goes. Robert Williams, welcome. Thank you for becoming a friend of the Den. Make sure everything else is good. It's good. All right. Let's get it. Hustle up those pistachios. All right, let's go. Miss Bell, Northern Style, says she doesn't drink Southern Style sweet tea. I don't know about that. Cultured, aka the Don of the Discord. Darren Davis, the artist formerly known as Swisher. Cavity Creep. I got out. You send me the video, man. I know what video you're talking about. I forgot to. I need to pull that up. Ray, what's the motherfucking deal? Jeff Saturday himself. Roscoe, how are you doing, sir? Hope all is well with you as well. The real Maria G. We thought it was an act. We thought it might have been Edman, but it turned out to be the real Maria. Damn, Roger got deleted that quick. Terrible. You know, if it's 9:02, then you late, nigga. Shit. What you want me to do about that? Everybody else did motherfucker ready to go but you. Let's see. Let's see. Who else we got? Frank and H-Town, what's the motherfucking deal? I think that's just funny. There we go. Let me see. Is the stream coming through for y'all? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Is it coming through? Let's see. About a girlfriend rapper who was kidnapped and killed. Offender was charged multiple child. What? No, had not heard about that. Thank you, Mr. Roscoe. All right. Let's see. All right, there we go. All right. Hey, it's all good, Mr. Trillmatic. I appreciate it. Y'all are terrible people. Terrible people. Leave that man alone. All right, so like I said, we got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. Sip a little bit of the tea. Who's in Katie? I have no idea. Are you in Katie, sir? And if you are, what are you doing in my hood? It's not Broderick's hood, it's my hood. And if you are, I'm actually very upset. Because I could have just gave you the shit instead of fucking going and mailing the shit off. Goddamn. Anyway. Niggas. But did you get your tracking number, sir? Okay. All right. For those of you who don't know what's going on, don't even worry about it. Y'all ain't got to worry about it. So y'all know how we do, man. We got, like I said, we're going to talk about the desperation of desire, right? I was listening to something earlier and it kind of piqued my interest. And so we're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, Y'all know how we watch a bunch of crazy videos. We look at society deteriorate. And then we talk about the topic. We'll open up the line. And we go from there. And yes, ladies, tonight is about you. But see, usually y'all say, oh, I'm just bashing the black women. Oh, no, it's not just black women tonight. It's all of you. All of you. And Belle, I'll be expecting that call about that customer service. So no excuses, no getting tired early, none of those shenanigans. All right, let's see what we got. I really don't have a lot of violence. I got a little bit. I got mainly wokeness. I got a couple of crates I need to show y'all. Remember last night I was telling y'all, almost Broderick sharing bad. I can never get that bad. So y'all know the meme. Remember I told y'all about the meme, right? We'll just watch this. And if y'all have never seen the meme, I'm going to show y'all the meme that I'm talking about. Remember I told y'all that black people got mad because the white guy did the crate challenge, right? So we're going to get a couple of crazy crates out the way. I'm ready for this to end, but if we're going to laugh, I'm going to show y'all some terrible shit. Y'all might be like, Honcho, you're a terrible person after this is all said and done. But just watch and understand. Maybe y'all will get why I say the shit I say. Let's go. Oh. So, anything for attention, right?
Y'all gotta be quiet.
Somebody's gonna put this on business. I'm afraid it's in Houston. Goddamn. I saw they shut down Bissonnet too, right? I told you. I was telling you about that in the sauce. Yeah, she has heels on.
Be quiet. She said be quiet. Oh my God.
She need concentration. Look, if you can't do it, well, people talking, you just don't need to do it. Yeah.
He said carry the stallion. You did it faster in the hills.
Okay. Right? So, good job, her. I don't know why, people find this thing so fascinating. The CIA did it. But the reason why I wanted to show you this is because I found this when I saw this. It made me think of this shit that comes out every fucking New Year. And I know you niggas done seen it. This shit right fucking here. Every New Year, this fucking shit pop up. This motherfucking meme. You know what I'm saying? This right here. If you're black, I know you've seen this shit on Instagram. I know everybody and their mama has seen it. And then y'all gonna see it this year too. Lord, we ain't finna get in there with you and your feet conversations. All right, we're not even gonna talk about it. But this shit is exactly what the fuck it made me think of, right? Because they pop out, they recycle this shit every year. I'm stepping in it, bitch. You've been stepping for half a decade now. When you gonna finally get to your final destination? It'll be the same shit every year. You see? Motherfucker. I saw some funny ass memes. They had one with a like old crazy looking nigga standing on his porch and they got the fucking chick stepping up his steps going to his house and shit. But anyway, so that was the whole reason me showing you that. I'm going to show you two other ones of the crate challenge. If you ain't seen them, I'm just going to get them out the way. One, I got questions, not them kind of questions. I'm glad Broderick has no access to music in here because he's a terrible person. And two, again, niggas in attention. This is also desperation. It's not necessarily desire, but, well, I wonder why black folks weren't as mad as this one, as the other white guy that successfully did the challenge, right? So let's just check it out.
He ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it. Robert. On the left side, further to the left, on the next level. Further to the left. Get him. Here you go. Just run down. He ain't gonna make it. Further to the left, to the right. Good job. Yeah, run down. Run, shout run. He ain't gonna make it. White boy got that shit. White boy look like a bird. He ain't gonna make it. Hey, he ain't gonna make it.
Now, Yes, this right here blows my mind. Not even the fact that you're doing a crate challenge. Why do so many inmates have phones? This is not public housing. This is prison. Why do so many inmates have phones? They got these crates out the fucking, I told y'all, man, they got these crates out the fucking fridge in the kitchen. That's where all the milk be. And you got to fucking do that shit every morning. That shit be cold. Don't ask me how I know, but I'll tell you. All these niggas got phones. All these niggas look like they in the hood. This nigga got the county Crocs on. You know what I'm saying? These niggas got masked up in jail. Like, bro, public housing in jail, not even close to the same thing. Not even relatively close. One, you got the option to leave, but people just choose to stay. The other one, you gonna be there for a while. Dog, niggas be having Armani. I done seen so much crazy shit, bro. It don't make no sense. Like, just jails or them that hoes just fucking hangout houses now, just to meet more criminals and shit. But like, yeah, like I'm just real quick. I mean, let me up the speed on this shit real quick. Look at how many motherfuckers got phones and all this other shit.
He ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it.
Cause like one nigga recorded, and you just see all these other motherfuckers. Like these niggas, like they in the damn hood. Niggas posted all up on us like, can't let the inmates run to prison. Everybody and their mama got a fucking phone. More niggas on the inside got phones than niggas on the outside. They one crazy short, ain't that about a bitch? Look at this shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The nigga holding the phone 6, 7. Like, come on, bro. It ain't even no shit. They just out there wide open with the shit. Like, no. That's why niggas don't give a fuck about going back. Doing some other activities in that motherfucker, I guess, too. Not me, bro. I don't want to be around all you niggas. This shit is not comfortable. I could not do it. Niggas get comfortable in that bitch. Filming and having fun and shit. Anyway, all right, one last crate challenge. And y'all gonna sound fucked up for this one, but I didn't make the motherfucker do it. All right, it is what it is.
Yeah, we finna do the crate challenge or the Hood Olympics Paralympic edition. Let's get it.
Y'all can think it started with a Y.
Yeah, we finna do the crate challenge or the Hood Olympics.
Yeah, she kind of sold herself short, only going 4 crates high. I'm glad Heidi ain't in here because this would be very bad. But hey, one more time for the people in the back.
Paralympic edition. Let's get it.
I think this same buddy who was the one at the car wash, I think this the same dude. Did I say that out loud? I think that's the same nigga who was at the car wash breakdancing. You know what I'm saying? The niggas be crazy. Anything for some attention though, right? I ain't mad at them, you know. Take advantage or disadvantage of the situation. I got some woke shit that I gotta break down. I know some of y'all don't like the woke shit, but we gotta get through the woke shit. But before we get to the woke shit, I wanna know how many of y'all would entertain a relationship like this. Disgusting. I'm just saying. Glitches through the ground. That's fucked up. Who of y'all is in these toxic type of situationships? Is this shit right here? Could not be me, bro. Could not be me. I have to body slam that bitch on top of the car. I mean, just I don't know how you even get started finding out you into some shit like that. It had to be an initial test slap, and then it got crazy. All right. Let's run through some of this wokeration. We got to address these things. You know, we do this to save the kids. But we try to, but They might be doomed. This is a teacher, apparently, right?
I'm about to come out to all my students.
So I haven't watched a lot of this shit. But let's be honest. Does this motherfucker really need to come out? Like, do you think that he's fooling anybody? Show my degree. Do you think this motherfucker fooling any? The motherfucker got colored shit, got the fucking rich shit. Unless the motherfucker just went and got their hair did and come on Monday. I'm just gonna show him. I'm just gonna show him. Like, this is the shit I be talking about. I gotta make an announcement. Nobody else is giving me some attention, so I have to tell my students. They'll pay attention because they respect me. Like, this is what I'm trying to. This is. Chicks eat ass these days. Slaps kind of take. That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody. This motherfucker. If this motherfucker don't get the most blah reaction of all time, like, no shit, Sherlock. Look at you. Like, that's what I be wondering. These motherfuckers really think yeah, they probably think I'm straight and just colorful.
I have a quick announcement for everybody.
What kind of motherfucker?
Can everybody look up from their phones? My class is important, please. Hello.
My class is important. If I had a teacher like this, dog, that motherfucker would have been quit. It just wouldn't happen, bro. Would not happen.
I'm waiting. You guys look at me. So I usually go by Mr. Johnson, but I would like to be called Zoa now. My name is Zoa, and I'm non-binary. So you can call me Mr. Zoa. You can call me Miss Zoa. You can call me Mix Zoa. That's MX period. And I go by all pronouns. That's it. Thank you. Thanks, guys. That's it. Oh, thank you. If anybody has any questions, you can ask me at the end of class.
I got a question. You think these motherfuckers didn't? The reason they cheering is because somebody was this motherfucker like, when is this nigga gonna come out? Because we know this motherfucker gay. Like, when is he gonna stop trying to fool people like we don't know? Like, oh yeah, he finally did it. Now we ain't gotta sit around and be weird and uncomfortable around this motherfucker. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Mr. Zoa. My name is Zoa. What kind of fucking shit? Woosah! I feel sorry for the kids because this is the environment they gotta grow up in, Chief. Oh, here we go. This is a good one.
How you doing?
Do you have your ID, ma'am?
Nope.
You don't? Why not? You're driving a motor vehicle.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay. I got it too. You're parked illegally right now.
Honey, you want to pull up the car, please? Will you pull up the car, please?
Okay, I can write you a citation, ma'am.
I can take that.
Huh?
I'll take that, no fighter.
Okay, I need your ID to write that.
Okay.
All right.
I'll have
Could
my
you wait
boyfriend
one?
buy it for you.
Huh?
My boyfriend right over.
Okay.
And what's that citation for?
Parking illegally.
Did you see how it was just moved?
Huh?
Did you see how it was just moved and had the little lights on, flashers?
Yeah, but you were right there in the
It
middle of
wasn't
the
even
intersection.
parked. There was someone sitting
have
right
it
in
right
the
here on
car.
my camera, man.
I have it on mine too.
Okay. That's good for you.
Babe, can you grab my wallet?
Superheroes, right? What would we do if people didn't record regular ass interactions where nothing was happening? Motherfuckers think that they're gonna swoop in there. Well, they were about to beat him. They were about to beat his ass, so I pulled up with my camera and say, remember, this is like the video I showed you the other day with the white lady. Like, yeah, I saw a couple getting pulled over by the cops. They had their whole family and the dad was back there, and I pulled across the intersection. I started recording, and as soon as they saw me recording, they let him go. And it's just like, bro, when them motherfuckers finna do something, they gonna do something no matter what the fuck you got going on. They don't wanna give a fuck about no goddamn camera. You know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers really think that that is saving the day because you pull across the street, you pull up on somebody's Starbucks course. It's funny how as soon as I pulled up, they let him go. You got your ass a ticket for being fucking dumb. So yeah, you can just help them reach their quota, goofy ass. Anyway, that nigga was on his way anyway. They was almost done with the motherfucker. You just ain't have shit to do. Like, you, what? How bored are you? What little do you have going on? I don't got time to stop and save people from policing. Unless it's an active beatdown going on and I want to get my world star moment in, I'm not finna give a shit. I'm sorry, buddy. Let's see. Oh, we have a repeat offender. This is one we've seen before. Outlaw, what's the motherfucking deal? And y'all see, this is why Broderick will never be a mod. Just terrible, just terrible. Y'all remember this individual from a few weeks ago.
People who identify as Alexi gender fall under the gender fluid umbrella, which falls under the non-binary umbrella, which falls under the trans umbrella. People who identify as Alexi gender are fluid between different genders, but never know exactly what gender they are at a certain time. Some Alexi
I just feel like these people like really feel like they're teaching you something. Well, I'm schooling you. You need to know this. The people you're talking about don't even know what the fuck you're talking about because they don't even know what the fuck they are. So how the fuck are you schooling somebody and informing somebody about somebody who doesn't know what the fuck they are? Right? I showed you the shit fucking yesterday. The motherfucker didn't even know the word. Couldn't even pronounce the word in which she tried to describe herself with. But we're supposed to be informed and we're supposed to give a shit. This is comedy. But if you say these things, it's oppression, you're hating on them. I really got to get my shit up and going so I can say the things I really want to say. As if y'all cannot tell, I am restraining a lot. I'm surprised I don't have a little forehead popping out of my head. But anyway, I'm trying to use polite language.
Gender friends, however, may understand that they feel more feminine, masculine, androgynous, or neutral at a certain time, but not the exact term for the gender that they feel. And they might not ever feel any of those things, but still not understand what that means. Either way, not every Alexi gender friend is the same as another Alexi gender friend. But we love other Alexi gender friends! Yeah!
This person clearly has issues, right? That person thinks they're the life of the party. I guarantee it. So they're real annoying. For like, you know, like remember back in the old school movie, be like one dude who would always super wasted, be like thought he was the life of the party, but really got on everybody's nerves. That's that person. That's that dude, right? Again, so people just throwing terms out there, like just combining words and making stuff. One person not like, so there's no real category for it, right? So y'all just saying shit to be saying shit, like, I need some attention today, made up a new word, here we go. None of this shit makes any sense. But obviously what you're saying is people who are having a hard time being stable as one thing. To me, again, I thought they used to be considered like a multiple personality disorder or a schizophrenia or something like that, which used to be classified as some type of mental illness or mental struggle, whatever you want to call it. But now we're just supposed to accept these things. Remember the terminology used to represent some type of mental illness. Now it's just accept it and call these people some weird shit and let them, you know, wallow in their confusion and frustration and never resolve their issue. But hey, whatever. We got a little Rona madness. A little Rona madness for y'all. All this shit is crazy. Choo choo, let a nigga run a train. This is what we're doing. I'm laughing at the motherfucker. Like, you gotta feel like a super dickhead. Like, this is what you gotta do. Stay home. Stay the fuck home. And I guarantee you, the chick made the dude do that and said, you are not getting no pussy if you don't put that fucking helmet on. We're not having, I'm not even going to touch you. You're not even getting the HJ. Yeah, nothing for you. Put the damn helmet on, Thomas. God damn it. Anyway, this is the world we're living in, right? But yet, people say, I'd rather just figure it out and deal with it, are the crazy ones. Okay, I bet both of those people got, I guarantee those people got the jab too. I guarantee it. I got a bunch of random shit I ain't never seen. I believe this is supposed to be Boston. And Boston rhymes with Austin.
Look at this. What's going on in our city? Come on, you guys. This is crazy. Like, you can't make this stuff up. Welcome to Boston. Crazy.
No, that's what I felt like when I seen Austin. Wise man in the building. What, 16 likes, only 26 people. Man, hit that the like button free. Y'all don't want to hit the like button, hit the dislike button, hit one of the buttons, goddamn. Look, we're going to get to the topic in just a sec, but y'all know that's how we doing it then. We talk about all the crazy shit going around the world, then we address the topic. Because these are the people that live amongst you. These are the people who teach your kids. These are the people who you work with. These are the people who serve you food, right? I don't think too many of these people hold positions much higher than that. So, none of these people are doing like real laborious jobs. I like me better when... The dumbest shit I've ever read. This is the stupidest fucking video I've ever seen in my fucking life. Hey, I'm a fucking adult. I get tired. Like, what the fuck is this shit? The fuck is this shit? Never feel fully present. Distracted. Probably thinking about some other shit that you gotta do later on today. You know, this fucking meeting's boring. Gotta cook something when I get home. I don't fucking know. This person's rumbling on and I don't give a fuck what they're talking about. Damn. Struggle with long-term plan. This is gender dysphoria. I'm not even gonna finish this fucking video. This shit's so fucking stupid, dog. Like, that's what I'm saying. What they're trying to do, I was fucking these commies, is trying to fucking make you feel like you're a part of this community because you're a normal human being. Again, these are issues that people are suffering with. Oh, I got a super wild video for y'all I forgot about. Motherfuckers desperate for attention. Trust me, I ain't finna show it right now.
I need some fighting the girl.
Oh.
She was already too scared. She was already too scared. You was, huh? You ain't scared. Well, let's go.
What's going on?
What you mean? This a married motherfucking man. That's what the fuck going on. This a married motherfucking man. And let me tell you something. I don't even play like that for one. What's my name? Yeah. Don't worry about what the fuck. Hold up.
Cheating with the kangaroo.
Let me tell you something.
What's going on?
I'm the fucking one.
Nice to meet you.
You want a trick?
No, I don't, because I don't know him like that.
So what you want here?
Because I just met you. I pulled up for some gas.
I'm gonna get that out.
I'm gonna
get
this man.
But
I don't know.
Bitch, that's a married man. Do you know that?
Do you know that?
Do you know that?
You just told me that. So what is you doing about it?
Get your shit.
What you doing all that about that? You just told me. Okay. We don't go around.
And so what?
Around now.
And so what?
So now we know what's going on.
And so what?
I don't know what's going on. Y'all married. What? It's over with. Ain't nothing going on. Just met him. Appreciate you for telling me that though. God do everything for a reason. Like,
you got me fucked the fuck up.
Shit, I ain't know nothing about what was going on. Now I do though.
I hit a nigga at the door. He don't know what to do. That's why he get nigga so dumb.
I'm listening.
If this nigga would have picked up the phone, how much time they would have saved that nigga, right? You heard the fucking phone going off, right? I know you did.
No.
Exactly, just like that comment down there said. And this is always the weird shit. I say this about niggas and females. What you fighting the other motherfucking person for? Because You're going to continue to have to fight because that person don't owe you no fucking loyalty. They not cheating on you. They not doing nothing to you. That's the person that you with that you made a commitment to. So you mad at her for something she may or may not have known. And then you recording like a dumbass because I need to show everybody I whooped this bitch. And you said, motherfucker, do it online. Like, I could almost see like recording some shit on your phone and showing your friends. And I'm not even justifying that because that shit's stupid. But motherfuckers do this shit on live to try to prove this. That's nigga mentality right there, right? Niggas always got to show out live in front of other motherfuckers, right? It can't ever be, let's go handle this. I don't need all this attention. If it's really a point to prove, let's go prove that point, right? But instead, we got to do some monkey shining with that shit too, right? But now if you got your ass railroaded, would this have ever seen the light of day? That bitch was in there on some other shit, probably on some dope. Don't even fucking know what the fuck going on, and you jumping all on her. You got the element of surprise, but you need to be after the dude. He the one that did the shit. The bitch don't know you shit.
I got to tell you not tomorrow, so I don't know what the fuck.
This just happened. I'm calling the woman in the parking lot. So what's up?
You calling?
Yes. Yo, what you mean I called him?
She batted that out.
The fuck, Juicy J, you see this shit? Got like fucked the fuck up.
That's crazy.
Hide in the fucking room. Don't play with me.
Damn eyelash.
I'm not one of them. I need some fighting.
She ain't had that damn eyelash in. She'd have been able to see them blows coming. Goddamn, wearing that fucking butterflies on your face. Got your ass smoked. Anywho. Let's run through this. You know, we got a moment of white supremacy. Got to blame the white folks for everything. Let's get it.
I grew up Christian, and I'm convinced Christian supremacy is a bigger threat than white supremacy. Let me explain. Christian supremacy is the idea that we are a Christian nation and our laws should be modeled after the Bible. But even Christians don't agree on what the Bible teaches. That's why there are over 200 Christian denominations in the US alone. So, Christian supremacy becomes a power struggle to decide which interpretation of the Bible should define us. And guess what? Christian groups in power have used the Bible to justify every form of oppression, including racism, colonialism, classism, sexism, and homophobia. Christian supremacy is white supremacy, just in different packaging. The Southern Baptist Church is the most powerful Protestant denomination in the U.S. They were founded after splitting with the Northern Baptists over slavery. Faith is personal, but Christian supremacy is political, and I think we need to talk about that more.
That mouth, dude. That's the only thing you need to talk about. Nothing else you saying. Anyway. Let's get the weird wokey wokes out. I think we've seen this person before too.
Hey guys, let's talk gender, specifically Libra genders. Firstly, know the difference between a static or a stable gender, one that doesn't change, and a fluid gender, one that does change. Now, Libra genders. Libra gender people feel mostly agender with a slight connection to another gender. Firstly, Libra feminine, and I do want you guys to keep in mind for the rest of the video that there is another black line down there. Feminine people feel mostly agender and slightly feminine. I describe it as feeling a strong connection to agender as well as a lesser connection to femininity. Libra masculine is the opposite, where someone feels mostly agender and slightly masculine. Described as having a strong connection to being genderless as well as a lesser connection to being masculine. Lastly, we have Libra fluid. Libra fluid people feel mostly agender with a slight connection to another gender that fluctuates throughout other genders. Stay with me here. They feel a strong connection to being agender and another part of their gender feels fluid. One part will always feel agender, the other part will fluctuate between masculine and feminine.
You know what? I gotta keep stopping these videos and shit like that. Because they gotta go read the shit that they're talking about because they know the shit don't fucking make sense. But they're just saying it. They're just saying this shit. This shit don't make none of this shit makes any sense to anybody. Look, sometimes you don't feel 100%. Some days you feel off. Some days you eat some bullshit. You got your stomach hurting. I don't feel like 100%. I got gas. I don't feel like 100% honcho. You know what? I feel 90%. I don't mean I'm a honcho. I don't mean I'm Libra honcho. You know what I'm saying? I just mean that shit. I got gas. I'm going to get over this shit and I'm going to be back to where I need to be. I need to stop eating that bullshit. Like motherfuckers on sometimes I connect to, you know, Like, this shit don't make no fucking sense, bro. Like, this shit is so... Or this is what we're worried about. Where everybody else in the world ready to come wear us out. I told y'all America is on the down. I ain't even finished the video. Let me give y'all like the last 2 seconds of this shit.
Hope that could help.
No, it didn't help shit. You just add more, like, that's one of my, I hope I'm helping, and I'm telling you, I'm schooling you, and then I'm making you more fucking confused. And then you see your kid is on TikTok somewhere. Listen to, oh yeah, that last bit did have a bunch of surgeries. He said, that's why I be telling you, I watch the fucking social medias. Guard your kids' grill. Matter of fact, you know what? Hold on 1 second. That can be just 1 second. All right, just had to double check something.
Hey guys, let's talk gender, specifically Libra gender.
Yeah, it's off my screen. Anyway, had to double check. So speaking of social, I just had to confirm, make sure that phone was turned in. Anywho.
It's physical, annual. Just got back from my kid's annual physical, where the doctor said, are we all vaccinated? Can we take off our masks? To which I said, no! Then I referenced this article that just came out, and we are one of those 81 counties. And then she proceeded to state that she thinks that the pandemic is mostly over now. In completely unrelated news, my family is now looking for a new family doctor.
But listen to the doctors, listen to the science. Right, the science has changed again. Right? When you guys were listening to the doctors? The doctors are telling you what to do. You guys want to listen to the doctors? Look, if you want to get the thing, right? But you have to do all this extra advertising, goofy shit. Again, whatever. Meanwhile, we've seen some FDA approval for some things recently. Seems kind of rushed. Seems like a justification to try to make, well, it's FDA approved now. Yeah, it was never about FDA approval, right? It's about, one, you know, the thing that you support isn't even backed by the other thing that you're blindly believing in. Two, now that it is, doesn't mean that I ever trust the FDA in the first place, right? All the bullshit the FDA allows you to fucking love, that shit that is banned in other countries that Americans are allowed to eat. Get the
Since someone asked about this and I feel like making a response about it finally. Okay, so when to use specific pronouns with me? I like pronouns just being used interchangeably for me. I mean, my default is they, them. But like, sometimes I have more femme days, sometimes I have more mask days, sometimes I have more NB days, sometimes I just, you know, my mostly agender self, you know, like, who knows. But the default is they, them, but sometimes I do like she and he used, which is why I'm getting like pens to put on my, you know, jackets and whatnot. Like previously, I had this pen, which now is outdated, but...
Do you see what I'm saying? They keep changing the shit up and they don't know what the fuck they are. How the fuck are we supposed to know what the fuck we are? How are we supposed to know what the fuck we are? I see you calling Miss Bill, but you gotta wait. Yeah, I saw that walkout shit, right? And I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna bring that up here in a minute. I'm glad you reminded me of that, right? I'm gonna bring it up in a minute. Yeah, this Alvin and Chipmunk headed looking motherfucker here.
Basically, you can't go wrong. They're like, you know, and
So you just said you can't go wrong, but your old pen was outdated. Call me whatever, but you know, like, again, if you don't know, how the fuck is any other normal person supposed to know?
Unless you use something like it, they, pronouns. But just don't use those. He, she, they. My default is they, so if you use they, you'll never go wrong. But yeah.
The issues. And you see they throw the flags up in the back, right? Let's just say the country was to get taken over. The motherfuckers are, not even say taken over, but let's just say, you know, they'll throw these flags up and these things against people who mostly are not going to ever fight and or defend anything for you. But you pledge allegiance to that. And motherfuckers, like I say, they hate America. America allows you to do the things that you're doing right now. If you were overseas where some Americans are going to end up getting left, even though they said no Americans are going to get left over there, this would not be a thing. They'll have you in the bottom of a fucking hole somewhere. But these type of people hate the country because there's so much oppression here, bro. So much oppression. I can be whatever I want to be, even if people don't like it, even if it makes no fucking sense, bro.
Oh, my name's Josh. I use they, them pronouns in English, ella en español, and I got a lot of questions like this. So how do I bring this up to my teacher? How do you talk to colleagues about it? How do people respond to you? So where I work, everybody was really receptive. They wanted to learn more about it. It's been a slow process, but they're learning more and they're integrating it. And this is across languages, so I feel super lucky. However, I know that's not the case for a lot of people. All I can say is that try to talk to your teacher about it and explain to them that this is what non-binary people are doing in the language, and that by not including language like this in the class.
I feel bad for people who have to work with people like this. Because the reality is people are not really accepting of it. They just don't want to lose their fucking jobs. Because you come out and say, yeah, this person misgendered me. And, you know, they don't want to fucking go out and be on a fucking job hunt because you woke up one day and went from Sam to Susie and nobody had any fucking idea and you still look like Sam and somebody accidentally calls you Sam and then you misnamed me and then they get fucking fired for it because they don't want to play going to Mr. Rogers' Land of Make-Believe, or, you know, maybe they do honestly respect what you got going on and they just happen to forget, right? And then you go into a rage because there's obviously some mental sensitivity going on there and whatever. We need to all be like that old, what was that Vietnam veteran? That guy made sense. This is tough to look at.
Classroom, it's making people who are non-binary.
Oh, this motherfucking facial hair better than my shit. Bro, like, this motherfucking grow a full beard. This shit takes me months. This is like several months worth of work. This motherfucker got a 5 o'clock shadow. Got makeup on.
Binary, or maybe you're non-binary and they don't know, feel unsafe, and that it's actually transphobic, and that they're excluding people's identity in the classroom and making them not feel safe when using that language. So that's all I can say. It's really difficult if people are resistant to it, but we gotta keep fighting.
You know, you don't find anything. You whine people into submission. That's what happens. It's not a fight. It's a cry about it, and eventually we're oppressed and we're being mistreated and all of these other things. And then it's like, you people are bad. We got this. There's so much I want to talk about. I just don't have the energy to go all the way in like we used to, them late night dens. Maybe soon we'll be able to have those long dens again, but right now it's just not the time. Because we can look at the world through reasonable lenses, right? And progressive people are really weird because of the way they try to judge other people and they try to take this fake moral high road, you know what I mean? But it's not real. And we can sit down here and really explain it and go all the way into it, but we got to talk about desperate people. So give me just a moment. Talk about desperation of desire. All right, let's run through this. Come on, we only got a couple more videos left, and then I want to hear this girl's call.
To that lady saying that you can't just go around calling everybody a colonizer, yeah, you can. You can. Do you want to know why? Because there's like 25 million people in this world that are direct descendants from the Mayflower. Hi, I'm one of them.
I knew it.
Original.
I knew it. It's always those. I feel bad for what my ancestors did, even though I had nothing to fucking do with it. So I owe people, man, I would invite anyone, if I was in this situation, even if somebody tries to blame you for a situation, or you're a man in time, I invite you to have a proper introduction with my balls. It's an open invitation, right? Like, fuck out of here, bro. Like, motherfuckers want you to fucking cry about some shit you ain't got shit to do. Like, because they're so fucking bent over some stupid ass shit that they spend their time worrying about instead of fucking getting right and doing something with themselves.
American colonizer here. Not exactly something I'm proud of. So I want to acknowledge the atrocities that occurred to the Native American population at the hands of the original colonizers. My ancestors. I am so sorry for what they did to your ancestors. I promise that I will raise my children with the understanding that it's our job to be an ally, try to make it right. I'm going to teach them about how they live on stolen land. And I'm going to teach them how I grew up on stolen land. To that lady saying that you can't just go around.
And you can't call everybody a colonizer, because everybody would include non-white people too, right? So call me a colonizer or whatever else. This would include everybody, because I'm not a person who just sees myself as separate from everybody. Grew up in America. I'm an American. It took me a long time to say that, because I used to think differently. It is what it is. Ain't nobody else except me. I know a lot of niggas be like, oh, we're going to go back to Africa. Them Africans ain't fucking with y'all niggas. Y'all better accept being an American and roll with the privileges of being an American until them privileges are no longer in existence, which may be sooner than later. Anyway, it's like I say, people are just so brainwashed by the wokeness. It's very unfortunate. Let's get fucking Mr. Doubtfire out of here. All right, these last couple should be entertaining. I'm not sure what this is, but it's the news. Cause no way, even though we've seen the fucking women stealing all that shit out of there and everything else, dog, like, there's no way that this can't be rigged. It is what it is. But if you say that, they put you on a terrorist list. All right, I got two videos. I got violence and I got clout. Violence first, clout, and then let's get on tonight's subject.
They all together? Oh my God. They all together.
Okay, well, you know what? And he's fucking should be in fucking jail. He killed my friend. Your boyfriend killed your bitch boyfriend. It was here. It wasn't for you. You dumb fuck.
Oh, we on the south side? And they gonna leave together. They gonna leave together. She looked irregular. Damn, she bleeding. Y'all fuck each other.
I got a witness that said she was gonna do it. And you gotta go. That I said I was gonna do it? What did I say?
She said she was gonna do it. Why? I'm funny. What did she have to do with it? Because she just started $40.
Yes, I want to know too. What did one of the blue have to do with shit? She just started.
Why is this so funny, cuz? She said, I said I was gonna do it. It'd be so funny because I thought they were gonna start dancing. Send it to my phone.
Gas station, I ain't gonna lie, them burrito taco burritos.
That's gonna make them cry all night. They gonna make them cry all night. Just gonna make them cry all motherfucking night. Ooh. Bye.
Alright, and one last clout chasing ass. Y'all know I gotta leave it to Beaver. And it's actually nothing to do with leave it to Beaver, but I want y'all to tell me what y'all think of this.
Ah! Billy! This nigga. Oh, you wanna get out, huh? Huh? Why are you in there? Why are you in there? Philsiah, what are you doing? Ah! Billy! This nigga. Oh, you want to get out, huh? Huh? Why are you in there? Why are you in there? Philsiah, what are you doing?
So I'm supposed to be led to believe that this child.
Philly! This nigga.
See this right here? How far this is? That. I'm supposed to believe that this nigga picked himself up, climbed over it. The top of his body ain't wet. He just landed up in there straight up, standing there. That's what I'm supposed to believe? That he didn't fall in. He just somehow magically is standing in there. And then she gonna put this nigga on the internet and say that he did this nigga, right? Talk about how did you get it? You put me in here, bitch. You put me in the fucking war. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, this is where we are. This is like, we so desperate for attention. This is where we are, right? This is what's going on. Okay. All right. Whatever. Let us rock and roll. So, tonight's topic, desperate for desire, right? And you're probably like, Honcho, what do you mean when you say this? I'm talking about women, American women. Probably more so, not just American, probably westernized women. I think women all over the world are doing it. And you have to blame Western because this is a recent thing. Do you remember there was a point in time when grandmas used to be grandmas? And I think y'all know what I mean by that. That they dressed a certain way, which wasn't the same as how they dressed when they were maybe in pursuit of a man or hoping to get courted or any of these things. And we know way back when that women as a whole dress differently. But then you look at them now, what you would consider a grandma's age. They getting body work done. These old bras going getting, old bras getting butt injections. Even the middle-aged women too, who should be, you know, more so getting from being mothers and transgressing or transferring into the older age, right? Well, you could say part of it is maybe because women are, the marriage numbers are decreasing and things like that. So now they're trying to get back out on the hunt, right? And we talk often about how these older women in general are really competitive with each other. Every day, another young woman turns 18 and another woman turns 60. And the 60-year-olds seem to be trying to compete with the 18-year-olds now. Saw something the other day, a chick who's a OnlyFans chick. And in reality, she looks not that good. But apparently she does some type of face filtering shit when she posts a picture that makes her look fucking 15 years younger. Without all the sunburn and wrinkles and everything else that goes with it. But what I'm saying is, you know, we talk about women who go to the knife, they put these eyelashes on, they do all of these things to try to compete with the younger women. Why? What are they competing for? They're competing for desire. Desirability. They want to be desired by men. There should be an age where that desire has declined. It's not your primary objective. But we live in a society today where that's all women focus on. That's all they care about. Even those that have a man. They're still trying to get out there and be desired by others. They're still trying to compete with others. They're still doing all this other stuff. So you're saying, well, whose fault is this? It's the men who like the women that look like this and who like the women that are busty and have the big asses, and no man on earth likes a woman with eyelashes. That's all on y'all. That's some stupid shit y'all do. So you say, well, it's got to be the man's fault that this is taking place because they're the ones who like this shit. Yes and no. Because at what point do you stop pursuing the desire of men, right? You've missed a certain level, or once you've gotten to a certain point, you should be, I'm not saying that you shouldn't want to be wanted, you shouldn't want to be in a thing, But there's a point where you got to find your own lane and not be trying to compete and do what younger women are doing to have these things. Because in reality, we know why people do this shit. And you can blame the gram and you can blame all this other stuff. But when it really boils down to you not having the self-esteem, self-confidence, or whatever else you want to call it, to be yourself, to accept yourself as you are. You feel like there's always this competition. You're always out in the world trying to compete, you know. And so that's why a lot of times women say, well, I'm confident in this. No, not really. Because you can see through the facade. Words are one thing. Actions are completely different, you know. A confident woman is not doing all the fakery. She's not putting on the Brazilian butt lift draws and the push-up bras and all these other things to make herself appear younger than what she is. Because the desire is for the young. The attraction is for the young. Men are always they're naturally wired to like certain things. And there's a point where as a woman, as a person, period, you're going to pass that. You no longer have that. So instead of doing it, they try to go for the artificial shit. And that's why you start seeing the fake up and the surgeries and all of these things to still seek attention. And because attention is so readily available on many platforms and it lacks any substance, they are willing to do it. So there's some feeling of worth there that they feel like they need. But in reality, instead of harnessing and focusing on building something of substance, getting that thing of substance and staying focused on that, most modern women are deviating. They may have a man, they may get him, but now they're worried about the next woman who's getting more likes on the gram, whose Facebook pictures are getting more likes, who or whatever else. And in their head, like I say, Kanye said, you ain't got your bitch, Instagram got your bitch. My picture only got 30 likes, her picture got 35 likes. I know I look better than that bitch. It's that fake ass she got. Let me go get me one. Because you're at home marinating, competing, and comparing yourself to all these women, you feel lesser than, when in reality it has nothing to do with shit, because none of that shit means anything. None of that shit means anything. And then it comes, well, I got, you know, when you talk about certain things, say, okay, well, what do you bring to the table? The theoretical table, right? It's never any of that shit, right? It's never any of that. So, you know, it's experience, it's this, it's that. So, but yet the behavior is showing that you haven't utilized that experience for your own good because you're still behaving like younger women, immature women, women who have not found that thing that they're looking for, right? So I want to know your thoughts when I put this out here, and I will open up the line in just a second. Who is to blame, in your opinion? These are just my thoughts. I want to know what you feel, then, folk. This is a place of conversation. It's a place where all opinions are welcome. I want to know what you feel. Who is to blame? Is it society? Is this a systemic thing that has been created by the patriarchy? Is it because men run things and women want to compete, and so they got to look like this because men want them to look like this, so it's men's fault? Is it women for not having enough emotional control and sense to say, hey, you know what? Maybe everything's not for me. Maybe I need to kind of fall in my own lane instead of putting myself in situations that definitely come off there, because you see it everywhere, right? I don't know where the lashes make people think they look, that shit looks like shit. But again, you see older women now dressing like young hoes, wearing short skirts and putting the weave and all the bullshit in their head, all this shit. Remember when granny used to have the little curly wigs and they even had the great wigs. Now they putting in, they trying to have a long gacky and all this other shit. Like, what happened to that level of sensibility? There was a point in time when a woman knows, okay, hey, this is where I am. As I've reached this certain stage, you know, I'm either happy in my marriage and, you know, hey, I'm cool here. But now women are in this constant state of trying to compete. And I think that's actually a big contributor to a lot of the stress and mental issues that women have now, because they're too busy trying to compete with each other. They blame men for it, but I personally think it's, you know, it's themselves, right? If you're going to be equal, you got to take equal responsibility. Because when we talk equality, somehow it always becomes the man's fault. But anyway, like, these are just my opinions. So I want to know what you think. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's okay that women try to, you know, recapture their youth? Do you think there's nothing wrong with that? You may feel differently. Y'all might be into old women acting young. Y'all might be into some of that MILF gilf shit. Broderick definitely is. We know that. So I I want to know what you guys think. I'm going to open up the line. And I want to take Miss Bell's call because I know she has the black customer service thing going on. And I definitely want to hear about that. And then anybody else who wants to chime in, share their thoughts or anything like that, I will be more than welcome to take your call. I'll try my best to keep it in the 10-minute rule. It may not work so much, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. A mutant Ninja Turtle. Project, you're not allowed to have questions. They're turtles born from... Yeah, that is true. Have you ever seen them big-ass fucking like land tortoises and they just be creeping all slow? Where did you come from? What have you seen? The turtles that don't make it, the ones that be trying to cross fucking Mason Road, I don't know where they be coming from, but they be coming. They look like Muppets after surgery. I agree. They still be ugly after surgery. Man, the crazy ones are the ones that fucking get all that fucking... Try to get the lumpy ass, try to move the stomach shit to the ass. It's like, you had cheesy stomach fat. Why you gonna put it and make your booty look cheesy? You know what I'm saying? Like, just work out. Like, in reality, like, do something of substance that actually benefits your health. And again, I'm not just talking about black. I'm talking about all of them. Because Latinas wear the eyelashes. But Latinas actually work out way more than the rest of them. White women do CrossFit. So, like, I don't know if that's like a look thing. That's actually like a healthy thing, because I don't know if you really just get real super shapely, like, you know, you get the flat stomach and shit, but they be kind of strong and they be ready to fight a nigga. I don't want no plex, I don't want no beef. So you know, he said Return to said a lot of recent movie and TV shows are based in the 70s. Yeah, what was that? In the 80s had the androgyny, and that's definitely a thing. I mean, we see all this weird shit coming in. But the number, oh, okay. That y'all came out of nowhere. The number 8, no, what is the number? It's 346 number? It's 832. The sauce is 346 number. 832-694-1337. 832-694-1-DEN. Call in. Wait on Miss Bell's story so I can hear about how much she hates black people in their customer service. Like AW said, people have no self-worth, or don't have self-worth or value, so they have no idea of who they are deep down. So they live their lives trying to fulfill or trying to find validation from complete strangers. They're fucked worse than you. Exactly. I 100% agree. Because people are looking for validation from people who are more fucked off than they are. People are seeking validation from people who are seeking validation. People seek validation, want to look like celebrities and shit, right? But the fucking celebrities are fucking cuckoo. If you stop paying attention, they lose their shit. They start shaving their head like Britney Spears. Or what was the chick? Who was the chick they called Fire Crotch? Was that Lindsay Lohan? They start doing all the shit that they can for fucking any kind of modicum of attention that they can receive. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hey, how are you? It's been a while.
I'm doing well. How are you, Miss Bell, Northern Style?
It's definitely Southern style. I've been in the South 26 years, and I was only up north 25.
I'll have to check the records. Do you drink Southern style sweet tea?
I drink Louisiana tea with no sugar in it.
That does not qualify. Miss Bell, Northern Style, the name stays.
I can cook more Southern food than I can Northern food. Does that count?
What do you consider Northern food?
Baked beans.
Boston baked beans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ham dinners with beans. Probably almost any meat with beans is a New England thing. Brown bread.
What do you call fruit-flavored carbonated beverages?
In the South, you say soda or you say Pepsi. In New England, they say tonic. Or Massachusetts, primarily, they say tonic. New York, it's probably Coke. California was pop.
Okay. We'll have to refer to the judges on that one.
Sure.
So tell us about your story. You mentioned the other day that you had an issue with the customer service.
My husband and I, we were in a Church's Chicken, as a matter of fact, on a Sunday after church and trying to grab an 8-piece dark, and the woman would not speak to me whatsoever. She would look at my husband. She spoke to my husband. and she refused to talk to me. So on the way out, I just said, you can keep looking at him, but he's going home with me. And I just walked out the door. I just don't tolerate the bullshit when it comes to that. I worked in retail on and off for quite a few years, and I've got a good sense of common sense, and I just don't put up with the bullshit when it comes to that. I'm not one of these troll people or that kind of thing. I'll just tell you like it is, and you obviously know that from as long as you've known me.
Yes. So
I kind of feel like I've aged out of this sort of topic tonight, where I'm in my 50s.
Absolutely. Come on, 50s is the new 30s. What are you talking about?
True, but you know what? I was never that vain that I needed to go get an eye lift or a tummy tuck or an ass lift or any of that plastic bullshit. You know what I mean? It's the real thing or nothing. You know, because at the end of the day, if you're going to spend a lifetime with somebody or you're going to be in a long-term relationship, beauty fades.
Yeah, I agree. It's natural. But I want to revert back to the story you were just telling. So when you go out for chicken, let's say, do you prefer the dark meat?
Depends on what's cheaper.
So you're saying...
Depends on what's in the budget. I mean, there were times that we would get a breast and a leg, breast and wing, or sometimes we'd just get legs and thighs. It just depended on, what we wanted wherever we went.
So are you saying that dark meat is cheap?
No. It's always juicy, and it's always moist. And I'll leave that because of the type of meat it is. Duck is the same thing. Almost all poultry is the same way.
Okay. So, at no point in your lifeline, have you ever considered wanting to get any form of augmentation, surgery, additional removal, any sort of thing?
Yeah, probably like a tummy tuck after having kids, but other than that, no. The best compliment my husband ever gave me on a very down moment was, I love you because you're fluffy. I love you because you're you. If you choose to change that, that's all about you, but I love you because of who you are. And so when you have somebody backing you like that, yeah, I went to the gym. Yeah, I did it because he gave me the motivation. But the fact is that when somebody loves you for who you are, all that other shit slides by the wayside. Does it matter? To some people it does. Some people have a rule that if you've gained 50 pounds, I'm breaking up with you. But the fact is are they in it for the moment or are they in it for a lifetime? Sometimes people are like good bones to a house. If you've got good structure, you can apply a lot of things and put together, a good house when it comes to a relationship. And you design it how you want as a couple. But if you're just looking at the outside and in the facade of the roof and what it looks like to walk in, then are you really ever getting into what a real relationship is?
Okay. So you have children that are kind of more in this generation, correct?
Yeah, I guess you call that Generation Z, X, 21 and 20, going on 24.
Okay. So do you see either of your children kind of maybe of a different mentality than maybe what you have when it comes to augmentation and things of this nature?
No, both of my kids are pretty traditional, I would say. My daughter wears nail polish and light makeup, and my son doesn't wear anything and, works in construction. So kind of not sure where you're going with that.
Well,
they're very traditional as far as that goes. I honestly don't get this gender fluid stuff, and I don't get what is that, MX or non-binary. If I'm going to have a masculine moment, I'm going to take the trash out. If I'm going to have a feminine moment, I'm going to take the trash out. I mean, You do the job, you do whatever it is, and as far as I'm concerned, in my personal opinion, I don't need to put why does everybody's sex life need to be out, you know, in the fishbowl for everybody to see? You know, that's personal. You know, I mean, Honcho, you were extremely open about a lot of things, but you still have a really personal life. And I just don't understand why some of these people allow themselves to be so vulnerable, because 5-10 years down the road, it's going to smack them in the ass and smack them in the head for why they did that shit. Because as we've said, it never gets forgotten once it's been recorded.
Yeah. I agree. But I'm saying, like, with the say, like, the makeup and stuff like that. So you say your daughter, she's not really into all the extras. She's just kind of no extra eyelashes, no overdone.
She's just kind of natural, and that was the way we were always brought up. You know, natural beauty, you accentuate it. You just don't. You're not wanting to look like a drag queen. You're wanting to look like the natural beauty that you already have within you. I mean, that's really what most of it is. But people get these psychological things that they don't feel like they're pretty enough, so they just keep patching it on with a spatula. I mean, I've seen it, and it's just sad. You know, you take about half the makeup off to some of these people, and some of them are pretty or attractive. But because of how they feel about themselves, they wear these makeup masks to feel better about themselves.
I agree.
And a lot of what we're talking about, these are all mental illnesses.
Do you think that that people will ever get away from that? Or do you think that we're just going to get further and further into this mentality as a society?
I think it's going to get to a point it's going to break. It's like anything else. You know, the squeaky wheel gets the most oil and the most attention. And I don't know what the percentages are, but I'm assuming that LGBT is a smaller percentage of a bigger society. And because it's a minority group that has the most issues, they're the one that's crying out the most to make sure that they're validated. And, you know, it's like anything. You push the envelope until as far as you can go, and then they come back to the middle to find a balance. You know, and how far that's going to go, we're not there yet. You know, every community, every different culture, every different religion has their own wanting of freedom for whatever is their rights. So until it's been pushed to the edge, you just don't know when it's going to crumble.
Well, when do you think people begin to push back? I mean, because it's almost like if you say anything negative or, you know, contrarian to what they're saying, you know, you're labeled with some kind of phobia, you're some kind of bad person, you know, and then there's, you know, you get canceled.
Okay, like you said, and I truly believe this, no matter what century, whether we're back in the 1700s or the 2025, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be someone that feels as though they need to put somebody else down to make themselves feel better. Or, you know, they just feel as though they're above everything else, and that's where the entitlement comes in. Interesting thought, though, is like when I was growing up, of course, I'm generations behind most of you, our ancestors, which at that time were the grandparents and great-grandparents, felt entitled because they'd reached a certain age that they had the freedom to be able to say things. But back then, the filters were so much further attached than they are today. And I honestly believe that's part of the problem, is the lack of filtering and the lack of boundaries for other people's, respecting other people's boundaries. You know, it's okay for people to have, to need to be valid. But the thing is when does it stop when you're infringing on somebody else's boundaries and somebody else's situation? That's a question I actually have for you.
When does it stop?
Yeah.
Fuck everybody else's boundaries. As long as I'm okay with it. I think that's where we are in society. I don't think anybody cares. I think people are, you know, it's part of the selfishness, right? And so I think that people, it's me. I need to feel validated. I need to feel comfortable, no matter how uncomfortable or how, you know, other people may disapprove. And even though, you know, me pushing back on, you know, whatever is the same as them maybe saying their version, but just on the opposite side. And like I said, just I think as a whole, we've all kind of lost a lot of respect for one another. I think a lot of people, you know, are getting validated for things that are not necessarily beneficial to them or to society as a whole. And that's the problem. We start validating people for pointless shit, you know.
Does that, I'm sorry for interrupting. That reminds me of like the kids that got letters for just participating. Is that like a participation?
Yes, I think
saying that word, participation award.
Yeah, I believe that is where it started. You know, I talk about a lot about the daycare generation. I talk a lot about the participation trophy generation, and you know, this mentality has ruined a lot of people. You know, and because they feel like they're more valid, because like you said, the squeaky wheel gets greased, they cry louder than the next person or whatever it may be, and then you know they get attention for it, even though what they're crying about may not have any merit. It's just simply the way they feel.
One of my biggest pet peeves is the lack of sportsmanship. You know, when we grew up, it was like you either won or you lost, and the fact is sometimes you had to lose to be a good winner, and you had to win to also know what it felt like. I guess I'm not even saying that right, but it was you shook the other person's hand because you all participated. You know, you may go against a team that, hey, you know, they won 3 times, but, you know, the last time you won. And it teaches the fact that you can't win them all, but you just keep working towards something. And so to have everything valid all the time, sometimes I don't think we've learned to be able to learn from those experiences. And are you catching my drift on that?
I agree. You know, and that's the thing is that, you know, when you tell people everything they do is great, when they, again, like you don't understand what it is to truly lose and have to actually work at becoming better to actually compete. You know, a lot of kids missed out on that opportunity, missed out on that because, you know, again, like I said, everything has to be fair, everything has to be equal, and as balanced and as equal as you try to make things, life will never work that way. Because if you're not putting out, you know, effort and results, you're not going to advance, period. Even if you did put everybody on the same playing field and start everybody out with the same equality, equity, whatever else you want to call it, but everybody just fair and square, the people who do just a little bit more are always going to advance. And there's people who just don't want that to happen because they were told, hey, you know, life, we're all equal here, we're all this, that, and other, but then they wonder why their outcomes are not the same. Well, it's because you're not putting forth the effort or the diligence to do so.
Yeah, I remember when we were growing up, my mama used to say, you think it's tough here, try being out in the real world. That's when it gets cruel. And the reality of the real world can sink you quicker on your ass than being at your parents' home where there's a bit of a cushion.
Yes. You have been accused of age discrimination, Miss Bell. How do you feel about that?
What am I discriminating against? For the fact that I'm of that age?
Yeah, I think you're...
So that doesn't make me senior abusive?
You're youth abusive. I think you're abusing...
I think youth is wonderful. I mean, you know, they're at a time when they're still learning and they're still getting their education and still going through their life experiences. I don't have any problem with the youth. I have a problem with rudeness. I have a problem with disrespect. I have a problem with side-eye. But I don't generally have a problem with youth. I love my granddaughter. I mean, my kids are really pretty cool. So I don't understand where that's an ageism issue.
You got to ask Project. Project said you're being an ageist right now.
Yeah. It's all right. I'm all right. Oh, by the way, I need to call somebody out. Who's Salvira chick?
I'm not sure. It seems to be a new individual in the den. Been around a couple of times, but I'm not exactly sure where they came from.
Well, she was definitely doing some trolling, and I was not having it. And I was trying to be really polite, so I just needed to just put that out there. You know, I don't mind putting it on Front Street. I'm not doing anything about it, but she definitely needs to check herself because I'm the wrong one to mess with.
You should challenge her for all her pistachios.
Nah, I'm not giving up good money for bad. I'm going to put a head on her shoulder when it came to the money. Oh, speaking of side things, do you use your messenger at all?
Very rarely, because I don't really have notifications on my phone. Like I usually cut them off so I don't get distracted. So it's like I just have to end up like getting on Facebook, or unless somebody just has like my direct number to text me. Other than that, if I just happen to get on and check, then I'll.
All right, I sent you something, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to let you look at it because it's wicked cool.
Okay. All right. Well, definitely, I will check it out here in just a minute.
Any other questions, or are we good tonight?
I think we're good, ma'am. I have no further questions.
And tell Sarah thank you for not timing me out tonight.
Sarah?
All right. Good night. I'm going back to the boards.
Good night. All right. Appreciate your call, Ms. Bill.
Sure.
All right. Shout out to Ms. Bell. Shout out to Larry Firehead over here. I just named him that. I don't know where he came from. And Tulio, what's the motherfucking deal? Chocolate Thunder wanted your cheeks. Whoa. Ew. Oh, did Miss Bailey Misty get into it? Where that? I gotta get on a mission, right? I gotta find Misty. Oh, Project, you may be able to help me out with that. You might be able to help me out. We gotta find Misty. I think Chicago Mike's just out of there. I don't think there's let me see something. I don't think I did. Don't think I did. Usually see something. I have to get creative. I have to get very creative. No, that's not it. So now you're gonna have me like going through the archives. Hey, some damn emails that you got. And I was like, damn, I haven't seen some of these people in quite some time. See now. No, I don't think that's it. That's definitely not it. Oh, shenanigans. Hey, I forgot about that. Remember I was getting those emails a while back. It's interesting. I forgot about that. I'm gonna find Missy. Y'all just give me some time. I'm gonna find her. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling in to the den this evening?
This is Sean. What's the motherfucking deal?
What's the motherfucking deal? How are you doing this evening, Miss Sean?
I'm doing good. I'm just trying to check up on my den family and check up on you a little bit more frequently. Try to get better.
Okay. Well, it's always
try to
good
shake these bad habits and ignoring my friends in the den.
Okay. You know, we always happy to hear from you. How is life treating you right now?
Life is treating me pretty well. You know, I'm just trying to stay low as normal and stay safe and stay, you know, Delta free.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm dealing with right now, and so I'm trying to kind of spend some more time and check up on you guys and topics, and you know, try to get out of this bubble that I'm in. I think we're all in a bubble these days. But the topic was interesting. That I quote on. I hope that I'm not too much off topic about, you know, these surgeries and makeup, and you know, I think you said, you know, who's to blame for this? When I first kind of chimed in, and I think that was the question. I believe it's an industry thing. And I really think it's an industry thing because, you know, I don't know. I think about my life. If everybody think about your own individual life. You know, you had people, you know, who were quote unquote attractive, but it wasn't just like over exaggerated, or, you know, it wasn't like a thing where, you know, you had to pay for beauty. You know, it was like either you had it or you didn't. And I think the industry has perpetuated all that, because the average man and the average woman, if they're a real man or a real woman, they don't, you know, they're into it, but it's a very temporary thing. I'm not saying that it ain't a thing, but to me, it's temporary. And anybody with any sense, somebody can have a big ass, big titties and all that. But I always tell people, half the time, that ain't the people, or that ain't the person that you bring home to mama.
Correct.
See, there's a whole different mental state. And half the time, you know, they don't even have brains.
Correct.
They don't have anything to offer outside of their ass or titties. Or, you know, the damn eyelashes, you know, I call it their windshield wipers, you know, like in your car. The windshield wipers. I mean, it really looks ridiculous. Now, I'm not against makeup or anything. Well, okay, let's get back to ass, titties, and all that.
Okay.
So, what I understand, I don't have plastic surgery. I'm just a chicken. I'm gonna admit it. I'm chicken shit. I'm not trying to be under nobody's knife under no circumstances.
Okay.
So, anybody's deal with me, I mean, I'm married. I mean, they know it. My husband doesn't even demand that kind of stuff of me because he accepts me the way I am. Now, my husband is very, very attractive, actually. I mean, he's like a 10 plus. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to down myself, but he's actually more attractive than I am. And I think women get jealous because they're like, oh, wow, that man is fine as fuck. And I'm like, yeah, I know he is, because I'm not sitting up here being fake as fuck. Yeah. He loves me for me. He loves my mental. And I just happen to be, you know, a bonus because I'm also attractive. You know, it ain't hard to look at. And so, you know, women have got to get that shit together, that men only like that on a temporary basis. It's so superficial, but it ain't nothing real, you know, because if they ain't going to bring you home to mama, and if you don't know how to feed them, and if you don't know how to feed them physically, if you don't know how to feed them in the bed, then you ain't gonna have no woman. I don't care how big your ass is and all that shit. You gotta understand those things. That's why women lose. That's why they ain't got no man, because they don't know how to deal with them and they don't know how to treat them. And then what I hear, I mean, I don't know, but I hear that when you get like all of those enhancements and stuff, like your ass and stuff, like your tits and your ass, it feels like concrete.
That's what
You
it
know,
look
so
like.
you're like walking around with like cinder blocks on your ass. You know what I mean? It's like really hard. It bricks in your tits.
Yeah.
And see, that's another thing where women get it wrong. They don't understand men like to touch and feel.
Yes.
They don't want to be feeling on no bricks. They want to feel something nice, fluffy, and soft. And so, I mean, I can even imagine if that's, you know, what you like, why do I want to be feeling on bricks? So they're actually like hustling backwards, and they're really not doing anything but satisfying something that is very, very instant. Because man, I was taught this, you know, men think about sex. I don't care how fine you is. I don't even care if you ain't fine. Look at Bill Clinton and what's that chick in the White House? I don't know. I can't
Monica
remember her
Lewinsky.
damn name. Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah.
And Monica Lewinsky, I didn't think she was very attractive. I'm like, why would you take down your whole presidency over something look like that? I'm like, damn, if I'm going to take down my presidency, she's going to be like the brick house, if I were a man.
Yeah, sometimes it's just convenience, though. Sometimes it's the ones that are around, and she seemed like she was a matter of convenience, and so I don't think he was thinking.
Point. You just made my point. My point is, it does not matter how you look. You got it twisted. Yeah. So you can go around and everybody can start manipulating your body and going under the knife and doing all of this kind of shit, mutilation. I call it mutilation to your body. Some people call it enhancement when it doesn't even matter. You just answered my question. Sometimes it's just a matter of convenience. It doesn't matter how big my titties, my ass is. Let me tell you what my mother told me. You can find a dick on every damn corner. Okay, and it goes in the reverse. It's a pussy on every corner. You can go and pick and choose which one you want. And if you want to go out here shopping like it's a fucking buffet, every woman should know. Don't be that confident to know that you are the only one, because it takes very, very little for a man to creep out on you. A man has to want you. You cannot control him. You cannot keep him. You cannot trap him. He has to choose you. And this is where we get it. And I don't care how big your damn titties is. If he does not choose you, it's nothing that you can do to control him. And once you stop trying to control a man, that's when you can get a man and keep a man. And that's why I got mine and keep mine. People look, oh, damn, he's fine. I said, he ain't going no goddamn where. See? And neither am I. I ain't going nowhere. I have the confidence because I tell people, here's the last thing I'm going to do as a woman. I ain't patrolling your motherfucking pants. I don't police no nigga's dick. If I'm to a point where I got to police your fucking pants and your penis, then me and you are over, because my relationship is all about trust. I got too much shit to do in my life. I got business. I don't have business. I don't have time to be sitting up here worried about what's in between. If you can't control it, then that means you ain't for me. And I keep it moving. Step. Much respect, but time to step, So I think now, let's get back to, I'm not against, I'm not one of these people, oh, you're not supposed to wear any makeup. You're not supposed to enhance yourself. You're not supposed to be, enhance your natural beauty, like Miss Bell said. Because I don't believe in looking ragged either. You know what I mean? I think I take very seriously how I represent my man. Okay, so I'm not stepping out raggedy. I'm real big on that. When I step, I step. When we step, we step. And, he's the same way. We're just, I don't know if that's everybody, but that's just how we roll. And that's how I roll. Because I feel like I have to make my man proud. And I don't feel any way about that. I go out, I look my best because I'm representing him. And even if he's not around, I have to represent him. See, that's my mentality. And it's the same way. I don't want somebody running to my man in the street, oh, I thought he looked raggedy, he looked all dusty and whatever. No, because you're not representing me, because they know my standards, and vice versa. I don't want to run into one of his friends or somebody I'm out doing whatever. Oh, I saw your woman and she looking real dusty out with bonnets and stuff and looking like some dusty, raggedy stuff. I'm like, no. And I always, represent him well. That's part of me being proud. I'm proud to be his woman. That's my pride. So women have to take pride. They have to take pride in their man. And they got to represent. you know, and, you know, because they are going to be the big titties and the fat asses and all that out there. You know what I mean? He's a man. I'm sure he's going to look and whatever, but I trust him. You know, I trust him. I don't have to worry about all of that. So that's kind of what, okay, back to the makeup. So I do like, I mean, enhance, look good. That's my point. Keep yourself up. And it's not really just for my man. I'm trying to keep myself up for my own self. You know, because I like to look good. I like to feel good, you know. But it becomes like makeup, you know, if you're in the entertainment business, heavy makeup, you know, that's required. That's appropriate. But like when you walking on a job looking like Nicki Minaj, it's like a little bit out of place.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, are you about to walk on stage? Is it like light camera action, or, you know, are you about to, are you in a video shoot or something like that? You over exaggerate for the occasion or the time and the place and the purpose. So there's a time, place, and purpose for everything. And you kind of look out of place. Even though you think you're looking cute, you ain't looking cute. You looking way out of place. And I think sometimes we don't know how to manage that. So if somebody feels as if they have to be on full-fledged, you know, 100% makeup all the time, and I've even heard stories I couldn't even imagine from women. Oh, my husband, I'll never be caught dead without my makeup. And I'm like, that is such a false sense of security. See, because I don't want to be in some constant type of regimen that I have to keep up where my man or my husband doesn't know me. He needs to know every inch, every flaw. He needs to be exposed to every part of me. That's the me he gets first. Anything else is a bonus. See, that's what I kind of demand. I'm not going to put a falsehood on because that might be something that you cannot sustain.
Correct.
And if you're constantly feeding him something that's false, that's not what he's falling in love with. And that's not what he's going to choose. So then when you turn around and show this man the real you, he's going to be like, that ain't who I chose. Because men are very fickle and they're very instantaneous. That's why women get their hearts broke, because they're thinking, oh, they get too over invested in something, but they don't know that a man will divest in your ass in a New York minute. See, because they ain't into all that shit. See, women like to go back and forth and cackalack and fight and hold grudges, and you be fighting for somebody and they'll be holding a grudge for years. Men deal with issues, they deal with it, it's done. Women carry shit on. They just keep going and going and going. And you just keep going some shit. 1 week later, you mad about some shit 2 weeks ago.
But I got a question for you, though, Ms. Shasha. Like, we're talking about the makeup and things. But do you feel like, or this is my opinion, and I would like to know what you think. Like, I think it's gotten to the point, though, with, you know, I guess the world we live in, and you kind of mentioned the industry, which I think was a very good point, because I didn't, you know, necessarily think about that angle. There is money to be made in this. That it has everybody looking like everyone else. Do you think at one point in time, like I said, I've never really been into it, but do you think at one point in time maybe there was more of a individualistic or more unique usage of makeup compared to now? Or do you think it's been about the same? It's just kind of whatever trend was in is the way people kind of made themselves up?
Well, I think that, okay, here's what I think. There is a lack of individualism and uniqueness, but what they fail to realize is that your uniqueness is your beauty. And there's a lot of what you call a simulation. That's why I blame it on the industry. You are simulating. You're trying to be Cardi B. You're trying to be Nicki Minaj. You're trying to be Kim Kardashian. You all are simulators. That's why I don't find it beautiful. I find, and most men find, uniqueness as beautiful. They don't want something everybody else has.
Right.
They want something that they feel is special, is different. They don't want the run of the mill. Remember I said, back to that with the adage, there's a dick on every corner. You don't want a woman to be like every other woman. You want your woman to be special. And see, this is where we get, so that's why I say it's industry driven. And the reason why I know that, I have to just look into my individual life, in my individual family, and my individual persons and peoples around me. You know, ain't nobody running around my damn family looking like that. Now, we got a whole lot of ass and titty in my family. Now, they look like that, but they actually be kind of trying to conceal it. But they so cut, you know what I mean, and naturally beautiful. When you're naturally beautiful, you can't conceal it. There's no hiding it. Okay? And so if they're naturally, not even with the makeup and stuff. You know, I'm the little itty bitty one. I was always in the little bitty itty bitty titty committee. Y'all heard that. If you old school. But all of my aunties and everybody, they cut. They like the brick houses and stuff. But they got pretty faces and pretty skin. And they don't need all that. And none of them wear that stuff. None of them wear the eyelashes. None of that. They just natural. Now they may do a few little bit of weave here and there. But in terms of body and my family, they cut. All of them. They don't need no makeup because they body so tight. You know? So, you know, I just want women to really be women. Be your natural God-given self, because you really don't need all of that to keep or get a man. Because to me, it's just so temporary. And some people like what you call trophies. They get trophy wives or trophy girlfriends, but I'm telling you, once they get older, once they get comfortable, them girls, they don't last. Because it takes a little bit more than ass and titty to keep a man. It really does. And you think that men are fickle, you know, that you think, you know, men think about sex 5 times a day. I think that's scientifically proven.
Only 5?
So if a man is thinking about, my husband thinks about sex 5 times a day. He may cut an eye here or there, I don't know. But hopefully he's thinking about me 5, 10 times a day, because I'm keeping myself up and I'm handling my damn business. I'm handling my man. So when that thought comes, he's going to be disciplined, because it comes about respect as well. And don't think a man don't think a woman don't look at the stuff too. They could be looking at you all up on the YouTube like, Honcho, baby, he looks sexy as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? So it ain't like a woman can't think like that. Don't think women don't be attracted, or like we just so fucking innocent, like we ain't got no instincts, or, you know, no type of feelings, or, you know, we don't have any kind of appetite for something that looks good.
It's true, it does go both ways.
It goes both ways. We may be a little bit more disciplined than you all. Some of you guys are just, you know, you just wowing. But, you know, it's all about beauty is in your confidence. Beauty is in the way that you carry yourself. Beauty is in your uniqueness based on your question. And if you can set yourself out from the crowd or the run of the mill versus assimilating everybody else, I think you'll have better chances in getting a good man. And see, that's another key point. Half the men that lust over that kind of stuff, they ain't good men. Them the ones you don't want. Them the ones you don't even want. So you can weed them out right there. And get rid of the riffraff. Off the break. Get rid of it. It's nothing but headaches, drama. Not unless you like that, or you like to, you know, suffer. So, you know, you suffering, you're not getting properly dealt with as a woman or properly treated. you know, maybe, you know, you got some people that love to be punished. They love punishment. And so I just say, keep getting your ass whooped till you get sick of it. Then you change your ways, right?
Yeah. It worked for Tina.
Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. I was really speaking to my ladies, you know, because I love to see people in relationships. You know, we need a whole lot of love out here these days, but you know, we definitely need to learn how to love one another and you know, build our families and respect other people's relationships too. Don't be out here all dusty and all miserable because you can't get a goddamn man, and then you gonna try to, like, you know, what do you call that, home wreck somebody else, you know, with your fuckery and shenanigans and all that stuff, and try to get a man temporarily weak and, you know, doing things and ruining lives and families, and because you miserable and you can't get out here and get a man. See, all that got to stop too.
I agree.
So hopefully that's good for the just for the den, friends in the den. That's my little advice, and that's how I was successful. You know, happily successful. You know, every relationship is tough,
yeah.
But I tell you, it's all about, man, I got a good one. It's all about who you attract. And I'm going to tell you something about looking like that. You may not attract what you want to really attract. You know, you might be attracting something that is definitely what you don't want.
Yeah. I can agree with that. You got people trying to look like something that they might not actually be, but they, you know, following the next person, and then they're going to attract, like you said, that person that is attracted to that, and that might not be their compatibility there. It might be a whole different mentality.
A whole different mentality, and you really don't know what they're after. I mean, because if you're out here like, boom, I'm just putting out everything in the physical. And that's all they gonna look at. Well, goddamn, what the fuck else can they look out? Your fucking ass is like bigger than the fucking, you know what I mean? What do they call that stuff? Hot and totting. You know, your ass is so goddamn big, you could probably barely even sit in my front seat. You know, in other words, what the fuck else do I have to look at? Because it's just so pronounced.
That's true.
And especially when you're doing it on purpose. It's like a look at me. You want that. So is that all you want? If that's all you want, baby, and that's what you hollering and screaming for, that's all you gonna get. Because that's all you asking for. Was overly pronouncing yourself like that. It's like you're hollering and screaming. And then you're going to get mad if somebody, like, maybe comment on your ass or whatever. Oh, you mad now.
Exactly.
But damn, you had all this surgery. You see what I mean, Honcho?
So,
okay,
yeah.
so you done did all this extra shit, all this extra, put all this money to do this. And then now when you're getting attention, and now you're mad?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. Well, you hollering and screaming for this attention.
Right.
So there's some lines there, too. And it goes back to self-esteem.
Yes.
It's low self-esteem because you shouldn't have to holler and scream that loud to the point where you going under the knife. Like I said, I'm a little chicken. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just too chicken for it. I'm like, I'm not doing nothing unnecessary, you know, not unless some kind of serious, I don't know, disease or problem that I have, and you know, then I'll go under the knife. I had my children. I did have to go. I was scared to death to do that. I never had a broken bone in my damn body. When I first had my first child, I was scared to death. I had never been in the hospital, never had a broken bone, and here I got to go have this baby. And then they told me I had to have a cesarean. Oh my God.
Mm.
I was just, and I ain't been, that's the only time I ever been hospitalized. Well, no, one other time I became very, very anemic, and that's when I got older. But I have never been in the hospital, never been sick, none of that. Only reason why I ever went to the hospital was to go and have my baby. So I'm like real chicken over that kind of stuff. I damn sure ain't going to get somebody to pump my damn ass up.
Mm. And then
did you hear they was pumping them up with cement? All kinds
yeah,
of crazy
and they was just letting anybody do this, letting trannies do the shit, letting all kind of weird people, just motherfuckers in the back of hotel rooms, alleys, getting silicone out the Home Depot, and that's self-esteem, that's desperation, that's. I mean, how bad does it get?
Parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Jack legs. We call them jack legs. They were jack legs.
Yeah.
What? No medical credentials or anything.
Yeah. Well, that's sad. It's a sad state of affairs once it gets that far. I mean, that's definitely needs some therapy and some need to address the mental more than the physical once you get that far.
Well, here's what I gotta say. With this COVID, there ain't nowhere to shake your ass anyway. Stay your ass in the house.
Shit.
I ain't going no goddamn way in the middle of fucking COVID.
No, down here they don't give a damn. They are turning up. They still like ain't nothing going down.
Well, I mean, I think it cranked back up, but you know, for a while it's like, you know, ain't nowhere to shake your ass. And if you are, it's like do that shit at your own risk.
Yeah.
You know, you don't even know. What about I don't even know dating. I'm so glad that I'm a married woman.
Yeah.
But you know, all the circumstances around this COVID, some people are saying that the COVID could even be in your semen. And then I heard that some people are like, you know how you store your semen and stuff?
Yeah.
To get women pregnant or whatever, or women who can't have, or I don't know, in vitro fertilization. They're requesting semen that from men that have not had the vaccination.
Mm.
Yeah, some crazy shit going on with this COVID now.
Mm. Let me see if there's a market for that. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, they want to unvax. Look, Honcho, they like, look, your shit better be unvaxxed, goddammit.
Oh,
they don't want the vaccine.
Yeah.
They don't want it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't blame them. I mean, it's still, I still have questions. I know many people feel many different ways about it, but you know, I think there's a lot still. I mean, there's a lot of long-term effects we don't know nothing about yet.
Look, I got a girlfriend. She from Texas too. I would tell her story. She's so serious. She literally, she's not married. Okay, she was married years ago, raised her children, so she's a single woman with a boyfriend. Now they have been dating almost 3 or 4 years. So all this stuff went down with this COVID, and he got the vaccination, and it upset her so much she broke up with him.
What?
She literally broke up with him over a vax.
Wow.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
This stuff is like really messing with people's lives.
Yeah.
And I said, well, and then that's how she was like, oh no, well I can't, because it can come through your semen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was up in her brain. Like, I can't even have sex with you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So she broke up with him. And I felt sorry for him. I felt sorry for him because he had to take it, though. And I said it wasn't his fault because he's a correctional officer in Texas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he one of the first people should take it. All the correctional institution. I mean, that's like a cesspool, just like them nursing homes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the way this thing is like really altering people's lives. And she still miss him. She be talking about him. She's like, yeah, I miss Jeff. But she ain't fucking with him. She's not. She's like real stirred. She be missing him and everything, but she like, I ain't going back.
Damn.
I told him not to take that back.
Damn, that's
I'm like, whoa.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, and I wonder, like, when this is all said and done, if it ever gets to a point where I think, you know, things will calm down. I think, you know, eventually this will be more kind of like a seasonal flu stuff. Because, you know, they're talking about the C22 now. Now they're saying it's a 22, no more 19. They talking about the 22 is coming. But I think it gets to a point where, you know, it becomes like a flu thing, and it's not as major of a deal. I wonder if people are going to look back on a lot of the relationships that they ended over, and I'm not just talking about her personally, because I know friends and family. I'm not even talking about, you know, like blood relationships, people who are just like, well, if you don't get it, I'm not talking to you, or if the grandkids ain't getting it, I'll, you know, disown my family because of this, that, and the third. And, you know, I know a lot of people had that over the political aspect, but now they're doing it over, you know, the jab and the COVID. And it's just like, I wonder when this is all said and done, if they're going to look back and say, you know, it was worth it or it was not worth it to end, you know, relationships over something so trivial.
Valuable relationships is like, when is this nightmare going to end? But, you know, I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, it will end when we change our behaviors, because from a medical perspective, when I'm reading this stuff, a virus, it can only last for so long. The problem is we keep giving the virus life. A virus can only sustain itself. It can't even live for more than 15, 20 days. So if everybody did the same, the problem is everybody is doing their individual thing at individual times. If everybody did the same thing at the same time, we could kill the virus. It cannot live medically. It'll die. The heat will kill it. It lasts on surfaces only 7 days. It's airborne. It even has a period of time that it could hang out in the air. And it naturally dies because it doesn't have a host. But we keep giving it host with our behavior. We keep giving the virus life. So if all states did the same thing at the same time, we could annihilate it. But we don't want to do that. We want to politicize it. We don't want to just, you know, we're just not serious enough about it at all.
I don't think so. I don't think that'll never happen. It'll never be a point where we can get everybody in America to be on one accord on anything, even if our lives were on the line like that. Like there's no way we'll be able to get everybody in unison to operate on one agenda. Just because, like, I think there's people who will literally, you can present all the facts, but just because someone else is doing it, they're gonna be like, fuck that, I don't want to be like them, so we ain't gonna do it.
I got a question from you. I got this from my same girlfriend from Texas.
Okay.
She said in September 1st, they've got some new rules. I think your governor down there is saying anybody can have a gun, whether they licensed, got papers, or got a, you know, mental illness or anything. Everybody can get a gun. Is that correct?
Pretty much. Basically, it's just like, you know, you don't have to have a license to carry. So they've just kind of laxed up the rules a little bit. But I mean, if you're still legally ineligible, you know, for whatever crimes or whatever you get caught, you're still gonna have to suffer those punishments. But
okay.
Pretty much though, everybody, you know, is allowed to be strapped without having to go through all the bullshit.
All right. Well, I was just kind of keeping my eyes on that, but I'm not going to take up too much time. I just wanted to give my little 3, 4, 5 points in on this industry-driven type of obsession that I believe that women have, and I do believe it's assimilation. I do believe that they psychologically remove themselves from what true beauty is, and true beauty is your own individual uniqueness.
I agree, and that's my thing. When I go in and I say these things and I go on my rants and my rage, I just wish women would embrace who they are, not try to be like somebody else, and be comfortable in being who they are. Because I think there are a lot of women who have a level of natural beauty. Some have more beautiful features than maybe not be complete, but you would call a gorgeous, but they have features that they could accent to, you know, increase their levels of attraction. But instead they do these crazy things to look like any and everybody else, and they take away from what works for them because they're too busy trying to emulate somebody else, that and they get away from what works.
Yep. And I 100% agree. 100%.
Okay.
Anyhow, I stayed up for you. I'm about to check out this chat for a little bit and listen to a few more callers, and then I'm taking my ass to sleep.
Oh, I'm about to do the same. It's about that time for me. I got to get myself up here at 5:30 in the morning, so we probably finna get ready to wind it down here shortly. But Miss Shawn, as always, and I'm glad you came back to us, because it is always so good to hear from you, and I love hearing your insights. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us this evening.
No problem. Everybody stay safe.
Yes, ma'am. You too. Thank you for calling. Good night.
Bye-bye.
All right. Mr. Bryant Roscoe, I appreciate the love. But yes, y'all know it is about that time. I don't know. I'm going to name this. I'm going to start drawing characters on the screen. I didn't even think about drawing. I'll be just using the whiteboard for weird shit. I cannot draw with a mouse. I need to get one of them little pads to draw with. But shout out to Miss Shawn. Shout out to Miss Bell for dropping their insight with us. Shout out to Miss Bell, especially for informing us about the benefits and qualities of the dark meat. So, you know, there's that. Y'all know how we rocking. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock. As always, I guess I should give Broderick back his... What did I take, like 2,000 pistachios from him? I guess I'll give him back to him. I can't remember how to spell his name, so I'm not going to give him back to him. I don't feel like doing it. I got to figure out, right? Is Broderick still in here? I know a certain individual sent you some pictures, right? Appreciate the love, Miss Sarah. Yeah, the Discord exists. I go to bed at a certain time because I get up generally between 5:30 and 6. Sometimes I carry over a little bit more when I go to sleep a little bit later. But thank you, Miss Sarah Lou, the lovely Miss Sarah Lou. And somebody sent you some pictures, Broderick. I don't know if you know the email, but we need to find that email so we can find that person. I think I have it. I'm just not sure. Okay. You know what pictures I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm discussing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, shoot me a DM on one of the various platforms that I won't check tonight. And yeah, you know, just send me a DM in the Discord. I might or may not check it tonight. I gotta get my stuff prepped for the morning. This was not a recent thing. This was something that happened in the past. Roscoe going in tonight. Shout out to all you wonderful people, except for Big M. Big M's a terrible person, and he is muy mal hombre. Just in case you didn't understand what I was saying in English. But with that being said, again, it is my honor, it is my privilege, but more than anything, it is my pleasure. Make sure you're following the proper social medias down below to make sure you get the notification, because the tube doesn't always send out the notification. So if you know, I make sure I put that out there on one of those platforms, all those platforms, before we go live. So make sure you get that. If you're new to this and you enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Like I say, every day at 9 p.m. Central Time, just pull up, even if you don't see a notification. We rocking. Except for Saturdays. Saturday nights or time off nights. Even though mi madre. How dare you? You know how it goes down. But with that being said, I gotta go give me some rest. And yeah. You know what I'm speaking of. They might not have been sent, but you know what I'm speaking of. But with that being said, Chugging to produce. Love all you wonderful people. I really mean it. Even the worst of you. I thank you for being here. Take care of yourselves. Hope you'll have a good rest if you're at work. Have a good rest of your shift. Like I say, all the sweet dreams, positive dreams. And I wish that all the good comes to you and only you, except for Big L. I hope he has the most mediocre day that he's ever had in his life. No highlights, no lowlights, just meh. Good night. Y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the fuck out the den.